3. And I am live. Oh, it's alive, it's alive. And there we go. Hello. Hello, everybody. It's Christine, and it is 2 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon here in sunny Virginia in the great United States of America. Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel. For those of you who might not know me, and I know Rain and Mona most assuredly do, I am an artist. I do draw my own coloring books, but I do enjoy so much coloring in other people's books, and so that is what I am doing today. We started this beautiful picture last week. It is in Maria Trolle's book, Flora coloring book, and I love these books. They're hardbound. They have great paper, and yeah. So this is what we're gonna do. Hang on, I got schmutz. I gotta get rid of the schmutz. There we go. I'll be right with you guys in just a second. I'm actually having a good time today. Hi everyone. Oh wait, hang on. I know what I've done wrong. I need to pop out. I'm going, why can't I see that? Here it is. I need to pop out my chat, and then I need to make that go smaller. And I'm discombobulated, but I'm getting more combobulated by the moment. Okay, so hello Robin, hello Mona, hello Heather, hello Michelle, and I'm sorry, didn't mean to stumble over your name. I was just in my head. I was having this conversation, is going, I sure hope that girl's name is Heather. Daryl Lynn, hello. Hello, everybody. And hello, Robin Loves Reading and all things and all the things. I'm glad you finally made it to Alive as well. And yeah, so it has been a lovely, quiet week here on the old homestead. No dramas or traumas of any kind, which has been kind of nice. And yeah, it is. I thought it was Heather. Well, my stepmother's niece's name was Heather Wilson. Is Heather Wilson. To the best of my knowledge, she's still alive, and that's how come I remember it. And so they're Canadian. So if you're Canadian and your name is Heather Wilson, maybe, who knows, maybe my stepmother was your relative. And then again, maybe not. And so anyway, so yeah, it's been a nice quiet week. And you know, y'all know that I've been really on tenterhooks on this whole political thing, and so you know, I watch and I you know, try not to obsess, and I am hoping that everything throughout the rest of the week goes smoothly, knocking on something wood like my beautiful desk, and hopefully it will. So I thought that we would go ahead and continue on with this, and I got to sort of messing around with it a little bit after I shut off the camera the other day, and oops, hang on, I'm bringing up my camera controls so that I can click off autofocus and work on I want to get that focus a little better. Oh yeah, that's well. Yeah, see, that's too fuzzy for me. That looks a little bit better from this distance. And I decided that I would do sort of a rogue leaf out here. And then as I looked at it, I thought, well, that may not be exactly what I want. But what I was after was I realized as I started to do this that that is a ladybug. And typically we think of ladybugs as being red, but they don't have to be. If you pull up a picture of all of the varieties that there are of the different ladybugs, you'll see that they come in all kinds of different colors. There are yellow ones with black dots. There's green ones. There's all kinds. So they don't have to be red, but I still am going to make it red. But since we were experimenting a little bit with just sort of odd colors in the leaves, I thought that we would continue doing that um, as we kind of work on this. I want to try and get into a habit of actually finishing things that I start with you guys. If you would like that, if not, if you want me to just switch mediums back and forth and do all kinds of things, I can do that as well. It doesn't really, it's whatever you want since it's our time to share together. Um, so how is everything going for everybody else? I also wanted to see if I could add a little bit of violet in on the side of one of these blue guys, just to. Now, if you are unfamiliar with Inktense, Inktense is solid ink pigment, and it layers beautifully. Finish what I start. What would I like? Well, I would like about 20 more times the self-discipline that I actually have. I would like to have done a series of 2 videos in between during the week where I actually worked on this and it was finished so that we could move on to something else this week. But uh, but I don't have that, and I had to a friend of mine got with me, and she's like, "So Christine, when are you going to draw some new art?" And pointed out to me that that it is somewhat important to my future that I do so. Uh, and so I've been sort of mulling that over. Hang on just a second. Let me get I need to get uh, a dab cloth, and I don't have one. Hang on one second. Okay. So the answer to that question, by the way, as to when I'm going to start drawing stuff, um, is Thursday. I'm going to start on Thursday. I hope, because then we'll know one way or the other. We'll know if we all need to run away for the hills or not. I will tell you that I have some friends in interesting places that are just, we're all just sort of basically going, well, let's just hope that that nobody decides to start any trouble, because it's just, it's going to end badly. So that's all you can do. All right. I'm not super happy with that. So let me see if I can get some of it out. One thing about it, when Inktense has been layered and it's wet like that, it is a little bit easier to lift out than it is if you are just putting it down for your first application. So you see how I was actually able to lift some of that blue out off the green, and you really can't do that when it's just the very first layers, but you can when you get down to more and more layers. So hi, Katrina. And oh my goodness, it's like Old Home Week around here. Got Robin, we've got Katrina. Although that may be a different Katrina. I don't actually know. Anyway, thank you, Barb Singer, for liking how I've done these flowers. I was thinking that they could benefit from a little bit of glitz. And so I was thinking that I might do little the dots in maybe gold, and but we'll get there hopefully, and we'll see. In the meantime, I want to pull this off of. I'm trying to remember what the colors were that I used for that. And I honestly don't remember what I used. So I guess it means that I can use whatever I want. And okay, it is you, Katrina. All right, good. All right. Well, I just wanted to make sure. I want to say your last name is Bellum. Is that I can picture it, but I never have really known how to spell it. But it looks like Bellum to me. Bellagm. Is that right? Um, um, okay. So, and of course, hopefully, I didn't just out you with having dropped your last name, for heaven's sakes. Let's see. Yeah. So now I want to go ahead, and this is the gold. I think that's what I did. I did this, and that's why it ended up being. All right, now I want to go Belagmh. I knew it was something like that. I had some of the letters right. I got one too many L's in there, at least. Anyway, the blah, the like I know what I'm talking about, right? Beach green, is that right? Oh, I can't remember what colors we used, everybody. I used the spring green, I know. And I used the field green, is that right? Let's assume I used the field green. Yeah. We'll and if I didn't, well then we'll figure that out, right? I'm just sort of playing. And that is That is what I want for all of us in our books, to play. Got it. Okay. Okay, Elmar. Now, that's so funny because there's a guy who works at the at one of the shops where I go fairly regularly, and I don't know whether or not he owns the shop or if he just works there, but he's always, he's like always there. So it leads me to believe he's probably the owner. But I asked him the other day where he was from, and he's from Morocco as well. And so I've been trying to practice how to say hello in, oh gosh, it's a specific dialect, and but before I do it, I want to make sure that I pick the right one, because apparently you have to pick the right one. But to be respectful of a woman saying hello to a man, and I'm looking on YouTube to see if I can't find the right translation, because he's always so kind about saying, and poor guy, he gets a lot of heat, um, which is not fair at all. So I always go there because I think that's the right thing to do. I like to trade with local people. All right. So I'm looking for the colors. See, here's the problem. My short-term memory is like shot these days. And because I'm, thinking of other stuff. And there it is, the peacock blue. You got the rest of your new art supplies this morning, and you hope everyone is having fun today too. Oh, wow. Just say salam alaikum. Alaikum. Okay. Well, okay. I'm gonna write that down. Yeah. I would ask you and you would know. You're not trying to get me in trouble, right? No. All right, hang on. This is my I play in a guild game, and so I have all of the players, because it's my job to report how we all did in each challenge. So this is my pad for that. SALAAM IKUM. See, it's the I that I don't know what to do with. Phonetically. I think it means something like peace be with you or something like that, doesn't it? Anyway, it's beautiful language. This is the iris blue. That's not what I want. I don't want a whole lot of the blue on this. Just a little bit. Okay, so then this is the field green. I'm not sure that the field green was the right. Well, it looks like it was. Okay. And then this is my spring green. Okay, so I want it darker there in the center. Going for the hopefully that's okay focus and you guys can see okay. And yes, may God peace be with you. Okay. Got it. Anyway, I just thought it would be something nice to do since it's clear. I think one of the reasons why he likes talking to me is because I actually take the time to make sure that that we're understanding each other. You know, in other words, we actually have conversations a lot of times in sign language or because he really doesn't speak very much English at all. And although, of course, he could speak much better English, I'm sure, than he lets on. He just, who knows, he might be laughing at me, but that's okay too. Costs nothing to be kind. Absolutely nothing. Okay, so I just want to add just a tiny bit of the blue on that one. And now I am going to go ahead and make this there we go. Sorry, working on getting my reflectors there. Sort of coming down around this one and the little shady spots. That would be underneath. Now I'm using a fair amount of pigment, which is it's unusual for me at this stage to be using quite so much pigment, but I'm more familiar with how how these are going to act on this page, so I can use more pigment than I would, which hopefully will eliminate me needing to use multiple layers on this. It's a time saver and all of that. Now I am also going to add a fair amount of glitter gel pen to this particular piece. Like I'm going to do the ladybug in glitter gel pen. So that's why I'm not worrying too much about if I go over it just a tiny bit. Oops, and I am still, and no, I still didn't buy any paper towels. I looked at them. But paper products have gotten somewhat dear in cost in the last few months. Plus, they only had packages of like 3 rolls, and I don't need 3 rolls. It's like, sell me 1 roll for 99 cents, please. I don't want 3 rolls for $3. I don't have $3. I have 99 cents. Okay. Yeah. All right. I like that. I like that. And I also like the splash of color out here. What I was doing was I wanted to pull a little bit of the head of our bird out to the edge of the page. So you do stuff like that for the color cohesion. And you want to, I'll probably do one somewhere in down here as well. Just maybe one little one out here because you want to create where whenever you are using colors like that, you want to put them in 3 spots so that you can triangulate them. Hello, Louise, and hello to anybody that I've missed. Uh, hello, snooze. Wait, Snows Bowl, 73, 1973. Do my eyes deceive me? Snows Bowl. I almost called you Sneeze Ball. Sneeze Ball. Sorry. Oh, please don't be offended. Katie, hello, my dear. You still have your blue wrench, Katie. Do you still want it? And I cannot tell you how delighted I am to see you. And welcome. So we are working in, for those who would like to know, who may are just joining us, I am working in Maria Trolle's book, or Trolle, uh, Flora, and I'm coloring the bird page, and I've done it as a painted bunting, and I'm using Derwent Inktense for my coloring medium, and otherwise just enjoying a nice visit with all of you. And hi, Jill. And oh my goodness. Okay. So I'm just switching the colors up, sort of back and forth. And maybe make it a little lighter up there at the top so that it is going to give it just a little bit of dimensionality as far as making it seem like it is rounded. And I heard from my friend Virginia this week, so that was a good thing. She lives in South Dakota, and we have very similar lives in that we both are sort of we have basically both shut ourselves away from the outside world, and we enjoy our hobbies. Of course, Virginia is the colorist who has colored all of the covers of every one of my books, so except for one, save one, and yeah, everyone is here. Hi, Joanna. How are you? um, yeah, it's nice. I'm so glad that everybody has dropped in today. I need to wait. I'm still messing about with this focus. I'm just not super duper impressed with the way it is right this very second. So let me pull it back up, and we're going to back that off. Okay, we're going to back that off, and we're going to, oh, part of that. Hey, there's part of the problem right there. Okay. That'll work. No, we definitely don't want blue. Well, isn't that weird how I can change the color like that? Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Look at the bright colors. And yeah, well, you just never know what you're going to get around here. As far as that goes, actually, I do. Let's see. Not quite as dead, please. There we go. And what I'm trying to do is get you down here on top of this. There we go. Oh, and still maintain the focus. I think that's fairly good. I'm going to guess that you guys will shout out if it's buzzy. Well, hello, Vin. Good to see you. Oh, it just feels like old home week. My goodness. I was actually out at Sammy's yesterday for the first time in easily a month of Sundays. And, or in this particular case, a month of Saturdays. Could be even longer than that. And it felt good to be out and about just a little bit. I will try and be. I really have, guys. I mean, I really have. With this whole thing that we've had going on here, I thought, well, I'll come out of my cave after the 3rd. Well, then I'll come out of my cave, after Christmas. Well, then I'll come out of my cave after the 6th of January. And, bottom line is I got to come out of my cave or I'm going to die in there. It was nice to be there. I need to get back to Dee Dee's as well, but I think I may have to wait until after COVID for that. So. Speaking of which, is everybody getting their jabs or their shots or their, if for those of you who are older, like myself, I have no idea when it will be available for me. Sometime soon. Because even though I have a lung ailment, it is undiagnosed. Therefore, I'm not on anybody's list for an early one. So I have to wait like the rest of the crowd for when it goes wide to the general public. So let's see. All right, so now let's pull a little purple in. Only this time I'll do it pure purple. Just because we want to add a little bit of a twist there. And maybe we'll go with the iris blue before we pull into the green. I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen, right? We don't like it, and so we end up changing it with a different color. You just sometimes you just have to think a little bit outside the box and just be brave. You have to have a telehealth call first because of all your allergies and asthma. Yeah, I'll bet. Um, Hi, Rochelle. You cannot stay, but wanted to make sure you got a thumbs up. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is so nice of you. And well, there was an act of Congress around my house, Jonah or Joanna, that had me actually take a shower and go out. I did go out. I mean, I do. I shower and I get out the door every now and again. Sometimes I go out, usually at night, and just drive. Just get on the freeway and drive, 40 minutes one way and then drive 40 minutes back the other way. Not very often. Um, but my car is not hard on gas at all. So it's like, and plus I put gas in my car twice a year. So, so that's one indulgence I do in fact take. Like, yeah, I'm not super fond of the way that came out. So let me grab a little peacock blue, kind of darken that up just a tad. There we go. Yeah, it used to be when I was young. That was my favorite thing to do. If I was bored or if I was, um, if I just had needed to think and had way too much volatility going on in my head, I would just get in the car and just drive. And and I would take roads that I had no idea where they went, and I would go places that I had no idea where I was, and it was just, it was a fun way to be adventuresome. I mean, it's as long as you're not in a, in an area that is known dangerous, you can't. It's pretty hard to go wrong just driving. And plus, I mean, gosh, I used to run into some really beautiful neighborhoods, and if you find yourself on a private road or something like that, it's that sort of becomes fairly obvious, generally by the no trespassing signs. So that is obviously you don't go down that road. But but yeah, I would just take roads. I had no idea where they went. Sometimes they led to fabulous places, and sometimes they led basically to like it was like a subdivision that somebody thought about and then never built, that kind of thing, or to a rock quarry, or some weird thing like that. Hello, Corolla. And oh boy, who's digging through this month? Okay. I have yeah, I should probably look into. I'm sure that Governor Northam, because he's a doctor here in Virginia, our governor is actually a pediatrician, and so he probably knows, or he's probably got a good uh, plan for the distribution. I just don't happen to know what it is. Mostly because since I don't see anybody, I have really sort of felt very safe being at home. Although I did go to the grocery store again the other night, and yeah, my grocery is really good. A, you can't shop there if you're not wearing your mask, and B, they have they literally have a guy posted right there at the front of the store who before they have to hand you a cart, and before that it's been it's been sanitized. He actually sanitizes everyone. In other words, they're really going a long way toward making their customers feel safe. And just as you hit the door, there's one of those motion operated hand sanitizer dispenser things, which you have to use. So it's just on and on. Dropped a muffler doing the where does this go? Oh, that would be bad. Yeah, because you could end up on a really bad road. Yeah, well, obviously, obviously you have to sort of do that with with an eye toward. I mean, I didn't really like if I was driving my regular car, I didn't go down, roads that that would have been a problem with. But if I was driving a four-wheel drive, I would. Okay. All right, so let's do some browns. Let's grab some. Let's grab my mustard. No. No, that's the tan. Yeah. Here's my mustard. Love my mustard. Funny, I don't like mustard and regular mustard. I like all right, yellow or spicy brown, everybody. What is your mustard of choice? Yellow or spicy brown? That is the question. Let's see, tan. Is that tan? Tan is good. Yellow, spicy brown. Okay, we got one vote for each. Yellow, yuck. Kathy. Yellow is a Kathy. Okay. See, I've never understood yellow. I never liked mustard until I tried spicy brown, and of course I like Grey Poupon. Um, but yeah, no, I'm definitely a spicy brown. Christine Karen is coming out with a new book on Thursday. Oh, cool. Okay, good. Well, I love her art. I really love her art. I've always said that she could make a cottage industry on Benny Blue alone. Um, Boy, I am just unhappy with that blue light. There we go. Uh, yeah, my focus is just completely shot on my eyes. I think it's so funny. It's one of the things about coloring that is so difficult for me is that it messes with the my ability to see the computer screen. To actually read the computer screen. Because my focus, I'm old enough now to where my focus gets stuck. Does that happen to anybody else? It's just, I mean, that's exactly what it feels like. It feels like my focus gets stuck. What I'm looking for is the chocolate. Why can't I find the chocolate? Do you know? The dark chocolate. That's what I want right there. All right. I want the dark chocolate for these edges. Just for the very outside of these edges. Then I want the bar or the willow. Okay. Just sort of right over that. Trust me, this will look just using the weight of the pencil now. I mean, I really am not using very much pressure at all on this. And then the mustard. Okay, so now I'm going to come straight down the center, keeping the lightest part the lightest part. Okay, then dab off and work those edges, dabbing off and just sort of feathering it in a little bit to try and give that round dimension. Hang on just a second while I concentrate on getting this part just right. Although I don't know why I should worry about it, considering that the rest of it isn't just right. All right, there we go. Hi, Louise. My goodness. Wow, okay. Okay, so that'll work. That will work. All right, so now I want to see if I can go back in and add just a little bit on the dark side of this one. And as it comes under the bird, because this one I was a little light on, I was a little hesitant on this branch when we did it last week. So can always add more. And once again, the light is, for some reason, I've established light coming from this direction. So maybe it's sunset over there in that area, and it's reflecting up here on our little birdie in the what do you think these are? Anybody venture a guess? I say they're maybe some kind of a yarrow, maybe a yarrow bush or a yarrow, depending upon where you're from. Yeah, I like that much better. Okay. Yes, I like that much better. Okay, so now that's the case. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of since I've got it up here, going to go ahead and do the rest of this. That way it's done and I don't have to keep going back to it. And thinking, I should finish that part up. Should finish that up. That is one area. Like, I don't know, how many procrastinators do I have in the bunch? And do you procrastinate about everything or only some things? I have a tendency to procrastinate about things like dishes or shopping, or because I don't dislike doing dishes. It's just like there's so many other things I'd rather be doing. And a little health issue slowed you down for a bit. Well, I hope that it's a health issue that you've gotten a handle on, Katie. Please, please. And are all the worker bees okay? Hello, Loretta. Shopping, housework, phone calls, dealing with people. Well, hi, Ruthie. And hi to anybody that I may have missed personally saying hello to. I am very, very glad that you are here with me on a Sunday and coloring in Maria Trolle's book, our beautiful, colorful Painted Bunting. Now, I will say that that is a real bird. It does exist in nature. I didn't make it up out of my head. It is one of those sort of amazing type birds. Oh dear, everybody, I am going to end up, look, I'm at a point where I have got to sharpen this pencil. You all know that just breaks my little heart to sharpen these pencils. But I may just have to do it. And so I'm not going to say the shadings this time. That's going to kill me. I want you to know. It's only going to get maybe oh, look. Okay. See, I'm not sharpening it very much. Just enough to expose some of that, some of the ink so that I'm not bouncing up against the wood. Okay. So now let's see about adding some glitter gel pen to. Now I'm not going to use the gold. I think I'm going to use the copper. The copper is my favorite. Mostly because the copper also comes out gold. Now, that may not. I may not use only copper. You know what I mean? I may use some gold as well. Now, you'd expect that to have a much more grand effect, wouldn't you? You can't see it, but I can. And I will make sure you can see it here in just a second. Really, I'm just sort of trying out this idea. The thing about it is, Now these are the Pentel hybrids. So super glittery. Best glitter gel pen, in my opinion, that there is. But nonetheless, we're talking about tiny little space. And okay. And these pens are not quite as juicy as, say, the very tip of a water brush with a little Coloro Finitech on it, or you know, some other metallic watercolor. But you kind of get the idea. Whoops. Oh, go the right direction, Christine. Go the right direction. Yeah. All right. So yes. Exactly. And I normally will save those, Louise. I normally will, especially if I'm working on something that's a little bit bigger than this, I will save those absolutely, because I mean, like I demonstrated on one just a couple of videos back. You know, I did practically the entire rest of the greens with just a little bit that I had to shave off when I sharpened one of the greens. And normally I would. It also is a truism that, I mean, it's going to take a lifetime to use up Inktense. It really is. Now, maybe not for me because I use it all the time, but yeah. All right, now let's see, because I also have these nifty COLORIDGE gel pens. So, and the reason why I have these at all, of course, is our beloved Kenny. She sent them to me, and I believe that Kenny sent these. That's hot pink. I don't want that. I want red. Don't know if I have red. God, it looks like that should be red, right? That's Glitter Punch. Red is Glitter Ruby. Does Glitter Ruby sound like it would be red to you? Be red to me. Hang on, I'm barely breathing while I do this, so I don't mess it up. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I like that. All right. So that's red. And let's see if there is a black in here. Glitter slate. I don't think there is. Wait. Is that it? Glitter root. No, that's a brown. Well, it's okay. Slate. Slate is more of a silver. Glitter Moon Rock. I have a swatch. I don't know why I don't just pull it. All right, well. All right, so that's black for that. And maybe if we do the, how about if we do the little legs? I'm afraid that all I'm going to end up doing is disappearing it, you know? Although, maybe not. And then maybe, maybe if I use, I mean, it does sort of call traditionally right for black, but well, I just don't want to disappear. It's just a little detail, for heaven's sakes. But it's cute. All right, there we go. Christine always watches her streams back. Oh, Loretta? Yeah, Loretta, type in all caps. You feel like you need to be jumping up and down. Wait, you see what I've done? Okay. Christine, if you glue down small lids on a piece of cardboard, then label them as you put the shavings in, it saves the extra. Yes, Loretta, absolutely. I also have a couple of empty pan sets that I could do that with as well. Yeah, it really just comes down to um, at that particular point, you know, like I'm not. If I were working on, if the picture that I'm working on has tons more tan in it, then I would definitely put it on a palette and continue working with all that tan. But the bottom line is that I have, this little section and this little section to do, and so it's a cost versus hassle thing. Um, but yes, I have also, because that's how I did a watercolor palette, a do it yourself watercolor palette in just that way. I glued down milk carton or milk lids, as a matter of fact, bottle caps, and glued those down, and then put the um, tubes of paint in those, and made my own sort of do-it-yourself uh, watercolor palette. And I guess then somebody decided that I, that I was that I was desperately in need, so they sent me a bunch of watercolor palettes, which I thought was pretty wonderful. Um, and they are indeed much more convenient, believe me. Um, exactly, exactly. Letting them in the lids and labeling them, exactly. Dollar store pill dispensers make great pans for things. That's a good idea. When you sharpen your Neo 2s, you save that. And oh, I cannot imagine sharpening a Neo 2. Not for any reason, but okay. I mean, I guess, Louise. I know I've never sharpened mine, but then if I needed to get into a tight spot with them, I generally go straight off the crayon itself with the water brush. So, and that is, I've done something to this finger, and it's got a sore spot on it. I don't know whether or not I picked up a little glass sliver or I just sort of smacked it. I think I might have just smacked it. Although I don't remember. I did something the other day and it hurts. Okay. All right, so now, like this field green, this is starting to need to get sharpened as well. Yeah, I really like the advent of this peacock blue with this green. It's pretty. You can never get to the dollar store or any store normally. Well, you have a really bad car situation, don't you, Loretta? So you think I'm not paying attention, but I really am. Because I know you don't drive, or you do drive but don't have a car. Is that it? Something along those lines. In case you guys wonder why I'm wearing like 3 shirts as well, it's the furnace is out again, so. I go through this sort of annually. You drive, you just don't have a car. And Corolla gets paid for driving a car. So, yeah, but Loretta doesn't have any money either. Plus, I think, yeah, it'd be an awfully long commute for you, Corolla. Because Corolla, I think it's in the Netherlands, and Loretta's somewhere in the south, yeah. You really want to love your Inktense more, but every time you use them, you get upset that you didn't buy the full set. Well, then there's a way to fix that. Is you buy the full set and then sell the partials that you have or hold on to them or share them to people that have never tried them before. That is also a possibility. And I mean, you don't have to have a full set. You guys have heard me say that before. There is no color that is in this 72 set that I couldn't make by mixing the colors of the 12 set. There is absolutely no colors, or there's it is, yes. Oh, you don't need permission, then go buy the full set. Go get the full set, honey. You don't have to have them though, because you can make all the colors of the rainbow. In the, if you want to make a peacock green, mix your blues and your greens until mix a blue and a green in a palette until you get the color you want, and just and then let it dry down a little bit, and then go back in and pick it up. As long as it's a non-porous surface, it won't stick, and you can mix it. So, okay, sorry, I digress. But yeah, yeah. If you are craving the full set of Inktense, I recommend buying the full set and any pan sets that come out as well, because there's a couple of colors that are in the pan sets that are not in the 72 set. So there's that, and I'm going to use this to sort of fill in, go light down there, and go, okay, sort of darker there. Once you've established a theme, though, for your colors, as tempting as it is to, then sort of continue it on and go wild with, adding different colors and doing all of that, it is best to stick with colors that are, with your, especially if you've got a palette that is working, the overall, what is the word I am looking for? The overall part of it, color cohesiveness, where, you're getting your good triangulation of color and, your composition. That's it. When you've got good composition of color, then don't mess with it anymore. Stop adding colors. Like the red there, I mean, that was as much of the other color as you want to add. And even at that, like even that I used in the Chero, the Yarrow, it's the same cherry red that I used here in the leaf. It's just a different formulation that is not mixed with, that is not mixed with the gold, and this one is mixed with the gold, the golden yellow. You know what I mean? So okay. Okay. The one, my next purchase of something is going to be a mortar and pestle. Now I actually need two. I need one for pigments, for instance, for grinding pigments. Not that I'm going to be doing a lot of that, but just I'll settle for one. But the other one is for the kitchen, because you know how useful a mortar and pestle is for making all sorts of things. You need to be able to grind those spices. In case you haven't guessed, I was cooking a little bit this week, so I always get these ambitious ideas about, stuff that I need if I've been cooking a little bit. I need new loaf pans. I do need new loaf pans, but I actually have pans that I can get by with just fine. So I don't, it's more like I want new loaf pans. I don't need them. Because I made cornbread and it's just fine. And I did it in the casserole dish because I don't have a loaf pan. Dollar Tree has, well, actually, see, I bought the Dollar Tree ones and they rusted on me. So that's why I want, I need to buy some good, good, it used to be like, remember our moms? Our moms had the kind of loaf pan that, that got passed down from their grandmother. Why? Yeah, cast iron skillets. Oh my goodness, they're worth their weight in gold, aren't they? a well-seasoned, if you've got grandma's cast iron skillet, you have got its weight in gold right there. And it never, we wonder why we get anemic and stuff like that. And I know that there's a certain school that says that iron is bad, but I don't think so. You used to get so much of the mineral iron from the cast iron pan. And we need iron. Now, I do have a cast iron um, grill, which is, for burgers, for making burgers. But Lord knows I don't eat very much red meat at all. And it's not good at all for any kind of meat that isn't fatty. You need to, like, I tried to cook a veggie burger on it. That was dumb. That was dumb, dumb, dumb. So the veggie burger needs to be cooked in a regular frying pan. You could cook it in a cast iron pan, but you couldn't, like, trying to cook it on the one with all the slices in it, and all of that was just silly. It cooked fine. It was just kind of a nonsense type thing. And no, I don't eat veggie burgers, but there was a package of veggie burgers in the care package that Jamie brought over, my neighbor Jamie, and so I said, well, what the heck, I'll give them a try. And they're not bad, I guess for people that like veggie burgers, they're not bad. They're not anything to write home about, but they're not bad. Perfectly edible, probably healthier. But meat tastes so good. Swiss braided bread. Oh. Oh. I want what? Yeah, when yes, exactly. Exactly. If they rust through, well, and that, boy, I'm telling you what, you know, you can say what you want to about, yes, but they're only $1 or whatever, and that's true. If I were going to do that though, I would buy I'd buy like a package of a few of the aluminum ones, because I don't know, it's like I I think that cookware, of all the things that we buy in our lives, our cookware should be the top of the line. If we can, because if it is the top of the line, we probably don't need to buy it, because, like I said, we inherited it from our parent, or or in the case of multiple kids in a family, hopefully, one kid got parents and one kid got grandparents and the other kid got the other grandparents, that kind of thing. Or not, because eventually you run out of kids, or you run out of parents, grandparents, and you still got kids left that need cookware. Never mind me, guys. I'm just like, $3.27. a little shadow coming out from under there for that separation. And then some light down here. I do love the way. So over on Sammy's channel yesterday, she was comparing all of the different pan sets of water mediums that she's got. So she did, there was water, all the varieties of true watercolors that she's got, plus Derwent Inktense, and then plus several other mediums. Now, one of the most interesting things was, and Barb Zenger, you're going to laugh at me on this, because wasn't it you that sent me these? I was like, as I was watching her demonstrate these oil pastels, I was like, oh, I don't have any oil pastels. I don't even think I've seen them before. And I turned around and I saw this sitting on the shelf and I went, oh. So I really have been away for way too long. Because I even remember using these a little bit on something that we were working on. But I also had no idea that you could smudge them around with your finger like that. So that was cool. Well, hello, Carrie. Carrie Little Sea Plaster. And so anyway, so we're gonna have to Corolla, I'm telling you what, I yeah, I knew you did. I knew you did. I'm like, oh my goodness, how can I not know that I have those? And it's because I've been away too long. I've been what is it that they say? Gathering wool. That's what it is. Brain burp. Hello, Ruthie. And yes, it's a brain burp. I like that. Katie. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's funny. All right, so now where is the third spot? Ooh, sorry. Didn't mean to take you for an unexpected ride there. Let's see. Let's go with autofocus. Oh, does autofocus even work? No. Oh, let's make it go away. That looks a little better to me. All right, so I need a third spot as far as where you even referred us to a YouTube guy who paint. Oh, I did, yes. Oh, Joshua Alexander. Well, he actually is Josh from Curiosity Inc.'s videos. Curiosity Incorporated. And of course, Alex just finished that series on the musician's house. And if you didn't see it, it was amazing. And then, of course, he did a tribute to her. And to bring the whole thing full circle, at about the 3/4 mark of this tribute, you realize that she was the same woman that he bought the Cadillac from, that had been in her garage for 24 years or longer than that, ever since it had belonged to her dad. And the minute that I made that connection, it was like tears, just like thinking, oh, that poor woman is dead, and he's there having to clean out her house, and just and the fact that she that she had that life, that where she was just surrounded by just mountains and mountains of stuff, beautiful things. There were there is easily $2 million worth of clothes in that house. Easily. High end designer clothes. And the guy, you know, Alex bought it for $10,000 and he sold it for $10,000. The clothes part of it. But then, on top of everything else, there's Lordy only knows how many thousands of dollars profit he's going to make off the things that were in that house. And yet he still, in addition to that, of course, he treated every aspect of the cleanup of her life, of his memory of her, of everything else, with just the utmost respect. And of course, Josh Alexander, which is how we got started in this, is an artist, Ushitat. Uh, he's Cree, also from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and paints with his fingers. Amazing art, absolutely amazing, beautiful portraits and and stuff. He's just, I just, art, of course, is just the thing to me that just, it's just magic. It's just freaking magic. Art is magic. All right, I realize that my little bird here, he needs some little legs. So we're going to start with a little yellow. We may end up with a little more brown, but we'll start with a little yellow. Sorry, there I go getting all emotional again. Art arena oil pastel videos. Okay, cool. I don't think without art we'd be lost. Exactly. I know I would. I would. There's so much beauty in the world, and then to had YouTube. Oh well, YouTube is just, I don't know. People can say what they want about YouTube, but I think it's just absolutely incredible. It's intuitive. Whoever is building this thing is scary good at sort of intuiting things that they think you'll like. Uh, I know that they get it right for me quite a bit. Uh, so whether it's recommending a movie or, I'm sure there's tons of stuff that's out there. Like I have no interest at all in makeup or, anything like that. But I do know that if I want to know how to change the agitator dogs in my, pre 1999 Kenmore washing machine, there's a video for that. And as a matter of fact, there's more than one. There's like 9 that show you exactly how to do it. You want to know exactly how to clean up the a coil thing in your furnace? There's a video for that too. Step-by-step instructions. You need to know how to change your thermostat? There's a video for that. There we go. And now my bird has legs. There's a video for every darn thing in the world. Okay. So now we have a, I'm trying to decide. Oh, that's another ladybug. Got it. Okay. All right. So that is another ladybug. Well, you know what? I don't want that one to be. I want this one. Well, sort of gone in for a penny, in for a pound, huh? What was it I was saying about color cohesiveness and all of that? I guess maybe I should take a page from my own book and go with glitter ruby and color this one. Took me a second to figure out what this was. It's another, it's got its little wings open. Okay. Now, it's going to have a, oops. I don't know. Does anybody else do this? Where you just sort of like roll off any glitter that might be stuck around the ball. I find that my gel pens work a little better if I do that. Okay, so now okay. So I added just a little bit of the gray. And I'm leaving just this tiny little spot of white, so it's like catching the light on it so that it looks like it's reflecting some light. And now I really love these gel pens. I have to say, they are very, very nice. And like I say, I have Miss Kenny to thank for this. Now I am going to, oh, hang on. Here it is. Okay. I actually almost swatched the Monarchs the other day, and I still need to do that. What I wanted to do was I wanted to find a color there. That's the one I want right there. It's called Silver Sage C242. Okay. So, Silver Sage. So I want to add that in here. It's just a little bit of this sort of green color. All right. And now I want to then add just a tiny bit of Whoops. And the blue. And for that, I want this glacier blue right here. The C253. Ooh. Yeah, I did. I just dragged my knuckle through it. Oh well. C253. That's 255. C253. Right there. Okay. So I'm just going to add just a little bit. Hardly any at all. There we go. All right, so now it sort of gives that iridescent feeling. I don't know if that shows up for you or not. Anyway, this is Spun Vanilla Sugar by Homeworks. Okay. And sniffing in what's left of. Oh. But that is the one thing that I have not ever been fond of. Although I say that, right? And yet I have right here on my desk, I have this Macintosh Apple one, but that's more of a function of the fact that the power was out the other day. I like cinnamon, yeah. Cinnamon is good, but no. Oh, wait, what? Not in your coffee? Oh, cinnamon is great in coffee. Loretta, you don't know what you're missing. Tea, cinnamon and tea. I have never tried cinnamon and tea. Okay. So maybe you will try my cinnamon coffee and I'll try your cinnamon tea. Mm. Okay. So anyway, you can just add those little touches in. And of course, now that I know, I want to work on my bird a little bit. Because I think he needs some he needs some finishing. He's not quite there yet. So I'm not quite sure exactly what it is that he needs. Maybe just a little bit more. Depth of color. And you don't have to, you do not have to wet the Inktense. So if you want, And I usually don't. I usually do not use it just over the work without, without wetting it first or without wetting it. But in this particular case, I'm going to make an exception because I like it much better with just this little bit of sharper intensification, and I don't want to run the risk of muddying it up by, getting it wet. Because then the colors do blend into one another. And what I wanted was to make it just a little bit brighter. And so I think that that is the way that I'm going to leave that right there. Just exactly like that. And I also want to add one thing because there is something about this particular bird that is bothering me. And that is that he doesn't have any air holes. Now, I know that this was just a oversight when it was drawn, but a bird actually has a little nostril right there so that it can breathe. Luddite with your tea. I like that. A Luddite. Nothing wrong with being a Luddite with your tea, Ben. I'm a little bit that way. I definitely am of the school. There's really only one proper way to make tea, and it's hot. You must have boiling water. You must warm the pot. Loose tea is best, but if you have to have a bag, at least have 3 in the pot. Coffee, I'll take any old way I can get it. Instant, brewed. Okay. Mustard. Mustard. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the last bit of this one. I don't know what to do for the background on this. Once we eventually get there. Okay. And so just adding a little bit of the willow brown now here to the outside. Changing up the order a little bit than the way I did it before. Okay. Now adding a little bit more of the dark chocolate. Shoot. Okay. I am so glad that everybody is here. And to all of you, really, I just want to say, especially to my non-American friends, what you're seeing going on today in this country is not who we are. It isn't. It's not how most of us feel. It's we have some we just have some craziness about to kick off, and I don't know what's going to happen. I honestly don't. My sincerest hope is that at the end of the day on Wednesday, everybody goes home and sleeps in the bed that they woke up in, except for one guy. Well, two guys. One moving in and the other one moving out. The only two guys allowed to change house that day. Never thought I'd live to see the day. Okay. It's so impressive when it's wet. when it dries, it gets a little more faded out. It's not quite as impressive, but when it's wet, Inktense is so impressive. Okay, I got to go fetch a worker bee. It is wonderful to see you too, Katie, and you have a wonderful week. And I think it's so great that that they are so supportive of each other as far as rides to and from work and all of that. Try a London fog when you can. Ooh, what is a London fog? You have to go sleep. All right. Carola, thank you very much for being here. Good night, and you have a absolutely wonderful week. And I'll run into you places, I'm sure. And what time is it? Oh my goodness. It is quite nearly 4 o'clock, isn't it? Okay. All right. Well, see, once again, time flies. Time just absolutely flies. A London fog is a tea latte with Earl Grey tea and vanilla. Oh, yum. Oh, Louise, yum. That sounds really good. Love Earl Grey to begin with. And I also, I like English breakfast tea as well, but I really like Earl Grey. And of course, I love vanilla in anything and everything. I really, in my coffee, I put in the coffee grounds and then I just put in just a light sprinkle of cinnamon, and it goes in the entire pot. So I can't tell you the last time I had a straight pot of coffee that didn't have cinnamon in it. I mean, 20 years ago, maybe. So cinnamon coffee is apparently how I drink my coffee. Anyway, Okay, wait. All right, so today we used these wonderful Color It Glitter gel pens and the Pentel Dual gel pens, and of course my beloved Inktense. And colored in Maria Trolle's book, Flora. I do hope that you all enjoyed today and will color something pretty yourselves. Whoops. Okay. I need to. Oh, there we go. Problem is what to do with open pencils when you've got other stuff that needs to go in that space. There we go. Okay. Thank you very much for coming, and always happy to stream. And this, I promise that as soon as the election is over here, or the election is over, as soon as this week is over, and we have an idea of what the future looks like, I will make a plan for videos for this year, and we will be a little more cohesive and have a plan of things to work from, and I won't be just winging it every week. That is one of the things that I'd like to do this year, is make the channel actually into something other than just me, saying stupid stuff all the time. And so I don't want to do that. Anyway, so until we meet again, everybody, and I won't stress too much, Barb, but this is it. It occurs to me that one of the reasons that we're in this mess is because we all became very apathetic to government, and we let policies get made which hurt people that we love, and we didn't realize it was happening, and so and then then they got mad, and so they acted, and the next thing you know, we end up in this big fat mess by electing a reality TV star to be the president of the United States. It was dumb, 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 and we can't let it happen again. So anyway, but that all neither being here nor there. Until we meet again, please color something pretty. And bye, everybody. Love each and every one of you. Thank you for coming. Kathy Nichols, Barb Singer, Louise Sherbane, Vin Pip, and everybody else. Everybody else. Loretta, Mary, everybody. Bye, all.